It takes
Okay. So yeah, because your skin looks really nice. I don't know if it's, that you're feeling healthy or it's good light, but I think the camera is obviously quite good for both of us, but it looks all glowy and dewy. So what's the secret?
right. So the glowy and dewy thing is I use that BB cream, BB moisturizer. It's
Oh
L'Oreal.
yeah.
I should have had it as a product here. And when I go away on holiday, because I've got the most sensitive skin in the world. There's so many things I can't use. Anything perfumed, I can't use it. So when I go abroad, instead of putting suntan lotion on my face like everybody else does, this stuff's got the SPF in it. So I just,
Oh yeah.
that's what this is. But it's sort of, it's like, it sort of conceals it as well, and also moisturizer.
Yeah.
So that's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. I've used those in the past. I've never really found one that's particularly good, but I always used to use like tinted moisturizer because, I just always kind of need a lot of moisturizer. But these days I don't bother really. Obviously in the summer you don't wear so much, do you? But I suppose actually, as you say, you need the SPF, don't you? So I put on factor 50 because obviously here if you had the kind of weather that you got today all the time, you have to kind of do something about it, don't you?
I do wonder whether I would like it though. When you were saying it was like 40 odd, I don't think I would like that.
Most people, I mean, we don't like it at 40, it's too much. 35 is, nice, it's still pretty hot. But yeah, I mean, most people find it, 40 is too much. I mean, most Brits come back to the UK or go somewhere else in July, August because of it. Obviously, with all our bloody menagerie, we can't really go anywhere. But yeah, it is hard, and the Spanish don't like it. Nobody really likes it that hot. And then somebody was saying that in Kuwait or somewhere, it gets up to about 52.
Oh,
where it has been. Excuse me. Imagine that.
No. I remember going on a train once from Barcelona to, no, I've forgotten now. From somewhere to Barcelona, and it was the worst thing ever in the whole world. There was no air conditioning. It was
what was the vehicle? A train.
Train.
Oh, okay.
The place began with a C. I can't remember it now. It was the most rickety old train in the world. It had no air conditioning on it. There were so many people on there with all smelly armpits. And the first thing I ever saw was when the buskers just get on and start singing.
Oh, yeah.
That is so random. I just burst.
Well, they do that. They do that everywhere now. But this is a long time ago, I'm taking it. I'm assuming, is it?
Probably 2008. It's not that long ago. Well, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's 12 years.
Well, quite a while. Because nowadays the trains are really efficient and good and I guess they've invested over the years. But that sounds like Italy, because Italy's like that. No air conditioning, absolutely stinks. You can't open the windows. You say everybody, armpits everywhere and buskers on and off, and also pickpockets. Somebody actually tried to pickpocket me in Italy last year, and I shouted at him, and he kind of like scuttled off. It's very common there. But I guess that's it with cities, isn't it? Really. I mean, Barcelona's known, isn't it, for being quite bad for pickpockets as well. But yeah, we were lucky there. But yeah, it's too hot. I mean, nobody enjoys that sort of temperature, do they? But
no. But pick and choose. Going back to what we were saying, did you say to me before though that you don't put your face in the sun for the wrinkles?
No, I don't. I always used to. I mean, I was terrible as a kid. That's why I've got all this. I always get asked if I smoke because you can't see very much, but I've got bad wrinkles here and that. I was talking to my friend Tina the other day, and we were saying we'd have, lip fillers and all this kind of thing. And where would you draw the line when you get to our age? Where do you? What would you do? What wouldn't you do?
I think you either got one thing or the other. So, right, my thing, always got really bad eye bags. Look at them. Always got really bad eye. Even when I've had a good night's sleep, they're always there. They just vary in size and colour, but they're always there. But I haven't got wrinkles there. So it's more bagginess. No. It's more bagginess. And like I think, like you say, have you ever done that thing where you've got your camera the wrong way around on your phone? You go to take a photo and and then you get to see.
Oh my God, you've got all the net. Yeah. Oh, awful. I mean, my daughter was
by accident like that. Oh my God.
Well, yeah.
Delete.
I often go, oh my God, who's that? Yeah, you have to really be careful of that angle, don't you? I mean, I guess that, when you're somebody that's used to being on camera, to the public, you get I discovered actually that this is my better side. And I've always taken pictures from this side, I guess because it's the right and it just seems easier. Well, yeah, I'm right-handed. But actually, if I take a picture from this side, I look better. So it's taken me 50 odd years to realise that. But yeah, I mean, they say the camera never lies, but I think it does. It can certainly tell fibs and make things look worse than they really are, can't they? But yeah, the neck is an issue, isn't it? And I think that's hereditary, don't you?
Oh, a lot of it's hereditary, yeah.
Yeah. My mum and my grandmother, they all had, quite thick necks. So I've done face yoga. This is another one of my little things I had to go at, and got a course, and you put all these funny faces. Have you seen it? She's that Japanese
woman doing it on Facebook, yeah.
There's a woman. There's the Japanese woman, yeah. And then there's a German woman, and she comes on and she got all these bottles of cream. And that's on Instagram, and she swipes all these creams all over the floor, and she says, creams aren't gonna make you tone up your muscles. Have you seen that one? No, she's quite right though. No cream is gonna sort that out, is it? You've got to do exercises.
What about the other thing then? Someone said if you stand on your head and let all the blood rush. Have you had that one?
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, so if you stand upside, if you do a headstand, or I don't suppose you have to do it in the middle of the floor. I suppose you can lean against a wall. It'd probably be better for us. And then you do that for about 2 minutes and let all the blood go into your head. That's meant to be a good thing.
And how many times a day would you do that?
I don't know, but I've never tried it. You can just kind of quickly,
because with face yoga, you can do it while you're driving. You can't really do that when you're driving, can you?
No, it's probably not advisable.
It's an interesting concept. I mean, also gravity's bringing everything up the other way around, I suppose. So
it's something to do with the blood, the circulation of your blood.
Right.
Because have you got? I suppose that's it. Cause you got back in the day when I was younger. Oh my God, I used to, because I think before I had the kids, you could spend. You have money to burn, really, don't you? You seem to, anyway. I was always coming back with something, exfoliators, and is it called a pre? I've not seen that for a few years.
Oh yeah, I think it got. I did they change the name or what? Because that was like peach kernels or something.
Yeah, but it was like a bit sandy, and you used to go.
Yeah, but I do wonder if that was actually quite bad for your skin, really, because it was kind of quite rough, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it exists anymore. That's a good question.
But those type of things, I was always doing those type of things, and I also had a facial sauna. Do you remember those? A facial sauna, like you put your head in it.
Oh yes. Yeah. Well, actually, what I had a mini like a mini sunbed for the face. So it was like the size of the laptop screen up the other way. And you're supposed to sit there, with your goggles on, like you do on a sunbed, and just sit there for 20 minutes. I used to sit with it like that, so close that get as close as I possibly could without touching it. Sometimes I'd be almost nodding off, so I probably did actually touch the damn. And it's those bulbs, and no wonder I've got all the bloody wrinkles and sun damage, because I really didn't. You just didn't think about it when you were young, did you? About the damage that you were doing. It was all about instant beautification, and so we did all the, you say, like the scrubs and all the facials and all the rest of it, but I didn't used to put sun cream on. And I lived in the Middle East for 3 years and sunbathed all the time there.
You do that though when you're young, don't you? I mean, it's like when you're younger, you just don't care, so you can go swimming in. I do like to swim in the sea when we go to Tenerife, but there was this one particular time, not a couple of years back, we had a few cocktails, and these cocktails, they were lethal. Anyway, we went swimming in the sea just after we'd had these cocktails, and then the rest of the day seemed to be a bit of a blank. And then we got back to the hotel. We went and got another drink because it's all inclusive to 11. And I went back to the room, and I've never seen anything like it in my life. I went back into the room and looked in the mirror, and my whole face was covered in sand. Because obviously I'd been in the sea, all salty and everything. But the whole face was covered in sand. I just had eyes poking out. My hair was all like that and dried. And I'd been to the bar all night and no one had said a thing. No one had said a single thing to me. I've been in the toilets in and out. Not one person said,
Oh
face is
my
covered in sand.
God.
Yeah, I was so embarrassed. But I left my phone I was really lucky because I got back and I'd left my phone at a bar down the side of a sofa, and we went back to the bar the next day and it was there still. So I was really lucky there.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is don't drink the Blue Lagoons because they lethal. But I mean, obviously back in the day then it was sort of go in the sea and lay there and dry off and you're going to be all right. Well, it's now like, oh my God, my hair needs conditioning. You think all this stuff, don't you? Oh God, I've got to put conditioner in my hair, and oh God, I've just got salt in my hair. That, and and you're permanently thinking about what you're going to look like next time. But it does get harder. But I don't. It's like the eyebrow. I mean, what do you do with your eyebrows? Do you do them yourself?
I just pluck. Well, I mean, they they tend to separate further and further because they used to be like here, but over the years I've made a mess of that. So I do myself, and then I just again, I mean, for months and months I don't really notice, and then I kind of look in the mirror and I've got all these big black hairs. Oh my God! So, but I do get a bit obsessive. I've got that big magnifying mirror. Oh, I think we've had this conversation, haven't we? You're sitting there with a magnifying mirror and plucking while you're on the phone or watching the telly or something. It's an ongoing battle, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and if you've got the really big magnifying mirror, it's awful. Awful, because you can't, there's things that, like this, you get hairs.
Every spot is like this.
Yeah, you get hairs under there, poking out.
But talking of eyebrows, yours are quite thick, aren't they? Because most of us, I mean, mine aren't too bad, and I've never really thinned them out a lot, but most of us our age have got really thin eyebrows, because that was the thing, wasn't it, in the 80s? Like a single hairline, wasn't it, almost?
Well, a lot of people,
did you do that?
I've always been really bad with my eyebrows. But then Kelly, my daughter Kelly, we kept going to this woman, and for £1, she did threading. And then I got into, so I used to go with her and we used to have the threading done and everything. And then obviously she used to say, you come back in 2 weeks? I say, yeah. And then I won't go back for probably 2 months. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. But no, I do the same as you. I sort of pluck them, but then, yeah.
But they're nice. Yeah, mine are just sort of, they're a bit thin here. Actually, one's a lot longer than the other. One finishes there, look. And one's down here. So, I mean, in the olden days, I used to, would colour it in, but I've never done, they're really wonky, actually. So, but I'm not bothered about eyebrows particularly, especially if I have my fringe like that.
I think these days, a lot of people, don't they get rid of them and draw them on?
Yeah. Or they make them really thick, don't they?
Or they can be tattooed on, can't they, as well?
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I'd go for that.
So
I might go for tattooed eyeliner.
Yeah, how far would you go if you got the money? It's like you can have your eyelashes tinted so that you look like you've always got mascara on.
Oh yeah, I've done that in the past. I used to buy those little kits as well from Boots, that dye law. But they're not that good actually. I think I usually end up, they're probably okay the first time I do it, and then the cream dries out and I try and use it 3 years later and it's got no strength left. But I think I've had my eyelashes dyed as well in the past, and I think those little thick touches make a difference, don't they? Yeah, it's quite a good idea if you're going on holiday. But I mean, I just tend to go. Well, I tend to go for, Well, in fact, this is an interesting question now they mention it, because the last time I was in Boots, I was looking for smudge-proof mascara, because I used to get smudge-proof, waterproof all the time. They don't seem to do smudge-proof anymore.
Oh.
Am I just asking the wrong people? But, I was like, they just don't seem to, maybe because smudge-proof isn't actually a thing. It does smudge, doesn't it? If you rub your eyes, you're going to get smudged or whatever.
You can get waterproof, can't you?
You get waterproof, yeah, but you can't get smudge-proof, it doesn't seem anymore. I've also looked at, I was trying to get those magnetic eyelashes. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I think so.
So apparently they're a bit fiddly. So they're like, so it's magnetic. It's got a little magnetic strip. So you put one on the top of the lash, and then you sandwich the lash with the other one. I think that's how it works. and then they obviously stick together, and then they're, you know, you've got long fluttering eyelashes. But I mean, I don't want ridiculous, outlandish, stupid, false-looking eyelashes. I just want a little bit of extra colour.
I mean, I did try the cheap ones that you get on Christmas.
Oh yeah, you glue on, and they end up down here.
Yeah, I put them on. I think I got one of the kids to put them on for me because, you know, stuck them on like that, and it was all great. But then I kept seeing them out the corner of my eye.
Yeah, and you forever going like that.
It was really annoying. And then bit by bit they were drooping, and then by the end of the day, I think it was just stuck to my cheek like that.
But you're drinking and you don't care anymore.
My eyelashes are few and far between anyway. And
well, you're quite fair, aren't you? So I guess they don't sort of show. I've got mine are quite long, but they're just, you know, obviously they're not very dense or anything. So I do put a fair bit of mascara on, and then I forget about it, and I'm rubbing my eye, and it's all over there. My elegant look doesn't really. Your
actual eyelid as well seems to, well, you know how you see
bubble.
Yeah, well, it's like your actual eyelid kind of gets covered over by your eye. I can't really.
Yeah, but it's droopy, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I was quite shocked actually when my beautician said to me years ago, she said, "Oh, you've got quite droopy eyelids." I'm like, "Oh," but she's right. No, overhanging or something. It was quite a rude term anyway. But this, I've got, you know, a lot of this, and obviously when you're younger, you don't have all that. You know, your eyes are there, and you have a.
Yeah, so that's when you get
your like that, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So so you need to get the whole that
thing lifted. That's a good look, Jackie. You should go for that.
Notice anything different about me?
But actually, some of those celebs do have that, don't they? I mean, with all that money they've got, and they still end up looking like grotesque.
There's this thing about I mean, my lips have gone smaller, but
mine have.
It could be a thing. People have pumped up lips, and you can tell, and they're really like bad. And
but apparently that's it. We're so out of touch really, but my friend who's got a 16-year-old daughter, she's like, no, it's all supposed to look false. I mean, if I had my lips done, I'd want it, you know, to look natural. I wouldn't want, you know, like big swollen flipping piranha lips. But apparently the more swollen and bee-stung they look, the better. Apparently it's a thing.
Oh, I didn't realise.
Your girls must know that. Maybe it's a teenage thing.
So is that Botox when they do that?
I guess it must be actually, yeah, because well, so some of them are, like, they really look swollen, don't they? Like they're going to burst. So I don't know if that's Botox. I suppose it is, but it really doesn't look pleasant, does it? I mean, I don't want to name names really, but Katie Price has kind of gone mad, hasn't she, with her lips? You see when she's just had them done, it's all kind of.
Yeah, there's a few celebrities, and I just look and I think they didn't used to have lips like that.
No.
I
think what it must be.
They do seem to get carried away, don't they?
Mm. I think maybe what it is when you first have it done, it's like when you have your hair done, isn't it? At first, it's often a bit over the top, and then it sort of settles down. But you know, you'd want to hide for like 2 or 3 weeks, wouldn't you, if you had sort of like all that?
Well,
I just think, you know, with all that money, and they must have the best surgeons or whatever doing it, but they still end up looking freaky, don't they?
I think if they don't, am I right in thinking then that when they have like a facelift, they have to be bandaged up and go into hiding for about 3 weeks, don't they? If you have a proper facelift, they actually cut it, don't they? And then stretch it all back.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And then sew it back up.
Yeah.
You can't go on like that forever.
Well, no, this is the trouble, isn't it? I think, because I have thought about, not that, but about the Botox thing, or actually my friend was saying just fillers would probably do. I mean, I still have thin lips, but at least I wouldn't have so many wrinkles. But then it wears off, and then you've got to do it again, and it, I don't know, I'd like to improve the situation, but I don't want it to be made worse in the long term. So, I don't know. I guess it's all about growing old gracefully, isn't it, really? I mean, not very graceful, but
I think we're doing a good job of that. The other thing I've found as well, have you found that, you know, when you get someone a bit chubbier, let's say, like I think I've got quite a chubby face, but someone who's a bit chubbier, they always look really a lot they don't tend to get the wrinkles because there's a lot of fat in there.
Yeah.
Then when you
Yeah.
see some celebrities, again, naming no names, they've lost loads of weight all of a sudden, they look drawn. And all of a sudden, I personally think those people, although they're thin, they look a lot older because their faces are all...
You kind of can't win, can you? Because I'm a bit like that. I mean, I think my face is thin because I've got this sort of long bit here. So, of course, as soon as I lose weight, it kind of goes off there, which I don't really mind too much. But I don't really want it to be any longer and thinner there. But, I'd like to take a bit off my stomach, really, and sort of put it here, really. It's either you either get the body you want when you lose weight, and then possibly the face is too thin. And a lot of people say that, don't they, when you lose weight? Oh, you look, your face is too thin, and it liked you better before. So you've either got a good sort of sized body and the face too thin, or a nicely plumped up face and then a plumped up body as well. So you have to kind of decide what's the best balance.
It goes from your boobs as well, doesn't it? Have you noticed that? It always goes from your boobs.
Yeah. I don't mind that though, actually, because again, when you've got biggish boobs, it just again makes you look kind of pregnant, and it sort of blends into, with me, it blends into my stomach area, really. So I just have this kind of stomach and boob, you can't really see, but stomach and boob kind of all, not much of definition. That's why I try not to, show that bit too much. No, but, that women, we're never happy, are we, really, with what we've got?
Exactly. That's exactly right. You're not. And, you can, I mean, what would you do? I mean, if money was no object, I mean, I'd have my teeth done. But then I just think you'd keep doing things. I think I probably would just keep doing things. I don't know how far I'd go, but the teeth first, then I'd get my hair sorted out properly, and then I'd probably have like a peel, chemical peel or something.
Right, yeah.
And just... then you'd think, oh, when I look in the mirror and you think, oh, actually, I don't like that, or I don't like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it would be like that, because they say that about tattoos, don't they? Once you get one, and then you think, oh, I'll have another one, and it can become a bit of a kind of addiction. And I definitely think it's all because we're all so insecure, I suppose, aren't we, about our appearance, really? So it's always improve this, improve that, and as you say, where would you sort of draw a line? And then you'd end up a different person, wouldn't you, really?
And the other thing is as well, obviously now everything's airbrushed anyway. Everything's airbrushed. I mean, you must have seen some of these pictures before and after, or the celebs when they're just they're packed when they're just got no makeup on, or they're going to the shops or whatever. They look totally different.
I love those, actually, when they catch them out with no makeup on. Yeah, and then like things like the Kardashians, when they put something on and they Photoshop themselves, and then they often miss a bit. And there was one recently of one of the Kardashians, apparently she had like an extra arm or something because she not Photoshopped it very well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I'd like to be airbrushed, actually. That'd be quite nice in real life.
What, not on as a photo, you mean just generally airbrushed?
Yeah, absolutely. Smooth out all the wrinkles.
But think how wise you are, though. What would you? Let's go for this question for the end then. So, what would you do differently? What would you tell your younger self that would, beauty-wise anyway, or food-wise? Is there anything you'd do differently? Do you think?
Oh, crikey, lots of things. Yeah, that's interesting, actually, because, like, in my life, I probably wouldn't change much of the paths I've sort of chosen. But yeah, the things I've done to myself and the thoughts, all that about, you are, what you think, and, you're capable of so much more. I was always so insecure and always wanted to be anybody but me as a kid. And just always, I've just never had any confidence and self-conscious. And, that thing of, when you're young and slim, like you, I was thin. Until I was 17, I was always like, size 10. Then I went to Germany as an au pair, and I put on about 2 stone in a couple of months, maybe 3 stone, because I was bored, and I discovered Nutella, and I used to eat Nutella off the spoon. You remember that? Just off the spoon. And I used to get through a jar in a weekend. And then I went back to England, and I lost the weight. And then a few years later, I went and I was working for the airline. And again, I put on a load of weight just because we were hanging around a lot, and there was always a lot of food you know, left over in the cabins and everything. So, like, I used to work in first class quite a lot, and they used to do little, you know, not vol-au-vents, little sweetie petit fours. And it was like, I've got such a sweet tooth, so I was scoffing all these petit fours, put on loads of weight, and then, you know, struggled to lose it, sort of thing. But when I was slim, I never realised, you know, when you're young, you're gorgeous, aren't you? Or, you know,
Yeah, but you still didn't
because
think.
everything's firm, even if you're not, you know, even if you've got the perfect figure and you're not a beauty, everything's firm, and you're kind of just young and vibrant. But I never was aware of that then, and it's only as you get older you kind of think, if I had that body now,
Yeah.
you know, with what I know now, but you know, we're all the same, and just to be happy with yourself, because you could be so much worse off, you know, and like they do say, you know, everybody looks up to somebody else, kind of thing. We're all thinking, oh, I wish I was like that person, and somebody else is thinking, I wish I was like that person. We should just be happy with what we've got, shouldn't we? But that's the thing you get with age.
Yeah, you're definitely right there, because you look back at I look back on, I've not got that many photos of me when I was younger for that reason.
No, I
I do find one, or somebody else, mum's got some, and I look and I don't actually look and I think, oh, I didn't look too bad really. And that hair that I hated, that I was always fighting with, and
yeah,
it was all right.
your hair was curly, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it is still. I have to straighten. It will look straight later when I've been to the hairdressers. But the hotter it gets, the more big it goes. There's some awful photos of me about my hair. It just gets bigger and bigger.
I mean, my hair's the opposite. It's always been dead straight. It's got a bit more kind of shape in it now as I've got older. I guess the menopause thing has changed it. But all I ever wanted was curly hair. And again, I haven't got many photographs because I've always been terribly conscious, you know, camera shy. But any I have got, I've usually got terrible hair. I used to dye it blonde myself, and it was like yellow with a big black streak in the roots. You know, and apart from my hair being awful, you know, the rest of me wasn't too bad. But you do not realise that, do you, when you're younger? And, you know, I should have just gone with my hair rather than sort of fighting it, really.
But do you think, though, that here's another one, you know, like nowadays, because we've got social media and everybody does selfies, and when the girls go out, they do selfies of the self and all that, selfies of the self, obviously. Do you think we would have done it? You've gone. Oh, you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah, do you think we would have done that? I mean, as a generation, they do that. It appears when they do the selfies that they do like each other, because they do that, if you see what I mean.
Say that again, because I was just trying to actually change my level, the way. Oh, speak of you. Hang on. No. Oh, I've messed that up now. No. You're recording. It doesn't matter, because I've messed up the. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I've messed up. I'm only in a little small box now, but that doesn't matter. Right. Sorry. Can you ask me the question again? When they're younger, what? Taking selfies.
Yeah, so nowadays, when everyone goes out, or when before lockdown, let's say, that, you know, they're all on Facebook doing selfies of the self, and you know, before they go out and all that stuff. Do you think we would do that, looking back, or do you think we would have? I mean, what I'm saying is, they seem to be really confident when they do it.
Yeah. I think it's a generation thing, isn't it? So I suppose we would have done, because if that would have been what everybody else did, because you do what everybody else does, don't you? And I think that confidence thing, there's all that posing and pouting and, you know, all that kind of thing, isn't there? And I think, again, it's just they all do it, so it's kind of, I think, practice a cover up quite often, that everybody else is doing it, so they have to do it. But they all wear a lot of makeup, don't we? We're generalising here, but you know, those girls that wear a lot of makeup, so maybe that's it. They're happy with how they look because they've made themselves up to, you know, I never had all that skill of, you know, shading, and I mean, you can make yourself look completely different.
Oh, the contouring. I saw something the other day. I've forgotten what it was now. There was this really talented person, and he painted someone, I can't remember, it might have been Philip Schofield. He painted his face and he looked totally different. In fact, he made him into someone else. I can't actually remember what the clip was now, but it was unbelievable.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I've seen there's a guy, a makeup artist on YouTube, I suppose, and he transformed himself into, you know, Audrey Hepburn, Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, Princess Diana, Jackie Onassis, you name it, he can make himself up and be that person. It's incredible.
Maybe that's the same person I'm thinking of then. Yeah.
Might
I mean,
be.
how talented, and that's to do with they do the contour, don't they? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how they do that, but something to do with the lines, because there's a dark stripe down the middle.
I used to do that, and I used to have like 3 stripes of colour. I didn't manage to blend it in. And I remember boyfriend saying to me, "You've got a rainbow on your cheek," because I just had these 3 stripes of highlighter, contour, blend, tone or whatever it is. And I never got the hang of it. But they're a lot more skilled, I think, these days than certainly I was.
There's one of the girls I used to work with, and she used to spend a lot of time making up in the morning, like a lot, probably an hour. Because the whole thing, the eyelashes, the contour, everything, an hour. I don't know.
Because even if I did that, it wouldn't stay on. It'd be all sort of sliding off by the end of the day, and then the real you would come through. Yeah, it's just, that is a kind of, it's a shame you've got to do that, really, isn't it? That you've got to be, another person, really, by covering up behind all that. Your girls don't wear much makeup, do they?
No.
They're very confident.
Well, Courtney wears more than Kelly does. Kelly's, God, I remember when Kelly's friend was doing some sort of a course, and she went to make her up, as a trial. But like I can't remember what you call it now, but
yeah.
Oh my God, she looked totally different. She hated it. They made her eyes look all thin. She just looked totally different. I remember she come to the door. She went, "Mum, I need to get it off. I need to get it off." Horrible. Courtney wears lipstick, but no, they don't. Neither of them wear much. But I don't know. I think sometimes people make that much effort. I would probably only do. I mean, don't you think it's different if you're going to a wedding or something, or a big night?
Yeah.
You go to extremes, and you probably have this done, that done, nails done, and all the rest of it. But some people do it to that level every day, don't they?
Well, I mean, I used to when I was in my 20s, I suppose, because I lived that kind of glamorous lifestyle because I'd worked in an airline and all the rest of it. And then I worked in London, and so every morning I'd put foundation and blusher and eyeshadow and, all the usual stuff, but I'd really maybe take me 10 or 15 minutes. I wasn't, doing loads. And then at the weekends I wouldn't, and I would hate being seen by anybody because I didn't have my mask on, because you end up hiding behind it, don't you? I think that's the problem. It becomes, a lot of people, I mean, I remember when I met Steve, actually, I worked with Steve. And then when I didn't wear makeup, he was like, "Oh, you look much better without it," because he's that sort of guy that likes the natural look. But I used to feel, exposed and ugly and everything without any makeup on. And yet at the weekend, I just couldn't be bothered to put it on. But I was like 2 people, really. Now I'm the opposite. I mean, I've got mascara on today, and a bit of eyeliner, but I just can't be bothered with it now. So, I mean, like last night we went out just to, friends, and I was thinking I'll put makeup on, and I thought, I can't be asked. It's just a big effort, isn't it, as you get older?
But you are a YouTube star now.
But I'm what?
You're a YouTube star now.
Well, yes, I've got to keep that image up now. Yeah. But I mean, it's the eyes. I must say that without any mascara on, can't see my eyes for peels in the snow. So
mine are like that. I like to put my eyeliner on. So if you had to go to a desert island or something, and they gave you one thing, what would it be?
One thing.
Yeah, you got to narrow it down to one. That's difficult.
Yeah, you see, I would say tweezers, but then you'd need your mirror, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So, although having said that, I can sit and just pluck without really, because you
need your mirror for all of it when you think about it, whatever you take.
Well, actually, that's true. So, should we say the mirrors are given? Then I'd say tweezers.
Just tweezers, no makeup.
Yeah, probably. I mean, one thing is very hard. I might smuggle a few other bits in, maybe, but.
Then what about three things? 3 things. You're allowed 3.
Oh, okay. That would be tweezers, eyeliner, and mascara. I mean, I suppose you could get moisturizer from maybe the Plant Life or something, couldn't you? The aloe vera or something. But then you need sunscreen.
That's what I mean.
A hat. What would you take then?
I think I'd definitely take I have to take my BB cream. But what would you clean your face with?
Oh, yeah.
In the sea?
Micellar water.
Right, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. See, I just use...
yeah. I mean, one thing is impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Say that again?
I just use face wipes. I know that's really
Well,
lazy.
they've got chemicals in them, haven't they?
I
That's,
know.
well, I mean, actually, what we should use is our beauty water from our machines. You did use that for a bit, didn't you?
I did. But yeah, then, oh God, I'm so lazy though. Yeah, so I did start doing that and it is really good. And I was using, I got the pads and then I ran out of the pads and then I kept taking the water upstairs and forgetting to bring the jug down. What an excuse is that? That's rubbish.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm the same. I don't use it either.
Or it's really, I'm really tired at night and I just, you know, but the face wipes I get there are, oh, I thought I'd got some here. They're tea tree. They're not
Okay.
the old ones, they are tea trees. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we're
You
just going to do one.
I was going to say, you can get like a reusable one now. I mean, it's like a flannel basically, but they're called Face Off, I think they're called. And it's like an eco cloth, and you wash it, wash your face with just basically water. It might be impregnated with something, and then you just stick it in the washing machine. Because I'm quite into, like, we have the cotton wool disc things, and I use half. I fold it in half. I use half. And then the next day I'll use the other half, and then the next day I'll fold it over again. So I'll get 3 or 4 days worth out of it. But you're still chucking away stuff all the time, aren't you? And I'm just trying not to do that. But just flannels are a pain in the bum, aren't they? Because I grew up with flannels, and they always smell and
flannels and cold tar soap.
Oh yeah.
What was that stuff? How disgusting did that smell? Big yellow block.
Yeah.
And you got did
it go all gungy and yeah?
Oh, there's a green one as well. Green Shield. Green Shield.
Oh yeah, green. Was it fairy green?
I don't know. If it got
Green Shield stamps you're thinking of.
Maybe if it got left
olive
dry, yeah, it used to go dry and cracked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't really see soap much anymore.
We still buy some, but you can get that Pears, which is like glycerin, and it's kind of transparent, translucent. But yeah, you don't see much. But again, actually, we've tried to go back to that to some extent because it's so much more eco-friendly, isn't it, than having a plastic bottle to chuck away. I am quite conscious of all those things, but you need convenience. The bottles are much easier, aren't they, to use. But you've reminded me, actually, I better stop buying plastic bottles. I'm going to go back to soap. I'm going to hunt it down.
Yeah, so how do you, now you live in Spain, how do you know, I know this is probably a stupid question, but obviously all the packaging and everything's in Spanish. You've obviously got used to all that now, because when we went to Spain, I struggled to work out which was conditioner and which was shampoo.
Oh, I've made that mistake. In fact, what I bought just the other week, I bought something that I thought was body cream. I think it was Dove body cream, and I get out the shower and I'm getting dressed, and I squirt a load in my hand, rub it all over my arm. It's bloody shower gel.
Oh no!
I'm like, it wasn't rubbing in. I'm like, this isn't rubbing in. And then I realised it's shower gel, but it's just words. But you just have to, obviously, because the word for conditioner is acondicionado or something like that, and the word for shampoo is shampoo with CHAMPU. But I mean, I found that in England as well. Often the packaging is so similar that I've often picked up shampoo thinking it was conditioner, or conditioner thinking it's shampoo, because you just grab, oh, that's the bottle I normally get, and you grab it and it's the wrong one. So it's the same here, but you just have to learn the vocabulary, obviously. But yes, one can make mistakes. And you do buy some things and you don't actually know what it is. Food in particular, you buy something and the packaging is like, looks like one thing, and you open it up and it's something totally different. And it's usually fish-based.
Oh no!
But yeah, you live and learn.
Yeah, I've made that mistake myself with the shampoo. It's got all these different things on it. It's got pentapeptides and it's got this and it's got that in it. It's got all these things in it. It's great and it's all pretty and it's nice, but it doesn't actually say what it is. It probably says it in small letters at the very, very bottom, whether it's shampoo or conditioner. And you sort of in the shop like that with my eyesight. So
got broken up again there. Did you go off, or was it just me?
You went off, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Call me Steve. Yeah. So yeah, you just have to be a little bit, vigilant. But you run around the shops grabbing things, don't you, in a hurry sometimes? And yeah, sometimes you're surprised at what you end up with. It's not
Well,
what you
yeah.
thought it was.
But I think we've covered most topics now, don't you?
Yeah, and it's been very interesting.
It has been very interesting, but I don't think we both don't do that bad. I've seen much worse.
Yeah, no, I know that, but it's always about how you feel. So I wouldn't mind. I mean, looking here, I can sort of see my bones. I don't mind that, but just getting that stomach down. But it's just work. You've just got to do it, haven't you? It's like the businesses and everything. You don't achieve anything if you don't put the work in, do you?
So yeah, I mean, I've got some clothes in my wardrobe. I've got an all-in-one, which I wore 2 years ago. It was definitely 2 years because it was a wedding I went to, and it's really nice. It's tightly fitted. It's white stripes. Can't fit in that. Can't even do it up. And I just think, right, I think I only wore it that once. I'm going to get back into that. I'm going to get back into it. I keep hanging it back up again. And that's my aim, to get back into it. And I can. I can if I really try. I'll be honest, I could if I really tried.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know if I could, because I've never really tried hard enough for long enough. But then maybe we need to have a challenge. Maybe we can have all our viewers as well. Challenge everybody to start doing some
like a
stomach toning exercises.
Do you know Tony's got these scales now that tell you absolutely everything? They tell you your subcutaneous fat, which is the fat around your organ.
Oh.
Well, I've got which way around it is now, but it tells you all different things, how much, how hydrated you are. It's really clever, just by standing, just by your bare feet. It's got an app.
It's what, like a set of scales, did you say?
Yeah. It's got an app. It tells you absolutely loads of stuff about how healthy you are and stuff like that. And once you first got these, I was going in the right direction, but I've not been weighed. He keeps doing it, but I've not done mine for ages. Yeah. Because it tells you about your fat around your organs, because that's the most dangerous.
That's the visceral fat, yeah. That's what worries me, actually, yeah.
And I think that's the most dangerous. But because we've gone onto the plant-based diet, it has gone down.
Oh, that's the point, yeah.
But it's no good when you're eating crisps, and flapjacks is the latest thing. Flapjacks, we keep eating flapjacks, and so nice.
Yeah.
And
maybe we should challenge each other then. Add it to our to-do list.
Well, the thing is, though, what do you do when you're starving? This is my problem. Preparation's the key.
Yeah.
You need to have something nice prepared and healthy that you can just snack on.
When you're starving, you have chocolate biscuits or crisps or what? I mean, I've been known to eat a family-sized bag of crisps in one sitting in the winter time more than the summer, when I'm starving and thinking I'm just going to cook something or just have some, and I'm literally shoving them in because I'm just like you, starving, and it's addictive, isn't it? So it's bags of, I mean, I love things like peppers and cucumber and carrots. I love all that, but I don't know, when I'm starving whether it's enough. You kind of want, well, I think it's okay as long as you can kind of chew and crunch on stuff, isn't it? But often I find, like with the smoothies, actually, after 2 smoothies in a day, you're kind of like, I just want something to chew, something to actually eat with a knife and fork.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, you see, I eat really fast. I can't help it. I eat really fast. It's like the world's ending. I've got to eat that. I don't know why. I try not to.
Yeah, I'm the same, yeah.
I could eat the meal.
Well, I was used to be. I'm not so bad now, but...
Well, wash up, stand up, wash up, take the plates away, come back, sit down, and Tony's still not finished this, and I've gone.
And I think that may be, it's a metabolism thing, isn't it? If you eat fast, you don't know when you're full. They say it's got to take 20 minutes, doesn't it, to kind of, for your brain and your stomach to kind of communicate. But I'm the same, and also it sounds like you're like it, that you finish eating, the minute I've had my last mouthful, I want to take the plate away and put it away. I can't sit there with it on my lap. And as you say, and Steve's the same, he's a slow eater like Tony, digests it and it, gets to the right places, it seems. But I want to eat, and then I want to eat the next, the dessert or whatever. I don't have desserts now like I used to. I used to be, at one stage it was desserts every day. I suppose when the kids are young, you kind of end up doing
Oh
that,
yeah,
even if
because
it's
the
like a
kids love it.
cake or a
Yeah, the
cookie.
kids like the desserts, don't they? I think
Yeah.
as well, like you say, I think, but it's just our general personality that you eat something, and then because we are impatient, we want to go on to the next thing. I'll be eating, but
I
then
guess that's what it is, yeah.
next, and to me, if I sit there any longer, that's wasting time. So I've got to go and do the next thing. Whereas,
Yeah. No, I'm the same.
if you all go out for a meal, that's it. It's a thing, isn't it? Like for instance, Christmas dinner. You wouldn't do that at Christmas dinner, would you? You'd all sit round and have a few drinks and chat and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Where and I think there's a
Well,
lot.
actually, yeah. Well, actually, when you're out for a meal, you just wait. The plates get taken away. I don't sit there thinking, hurry up and take my plate, because, it's being done for you. But maybe because it's on the table. But yeah, I'm the same as you. Once I've eaten, at home, I just want to get on with the next thing. It is, I guess you're right. It's impatience, isn't it, really?
Yeah, get the
You should
plate
be
away.
enjoying the moment.
Yeah, but then Tony's sitting there and he'll say, "Well, you should chew your food 20 times each thing."
Oh, I've tried that. I can't do that. Can you?
No,
You're like, yeah, I can't
I'm
do
looking for
it.
truth at all.
Yeah, swallow it whole kind of thing. Yeah.
And I think the thing is, I'm trying to drink more water. So this thing, obviously, I'm supposed to drink. I worked out 3 a day, but I can't do it.
Oh. I can when it's really hot, but I have to drink. Excuse me, I have to drink fizzy water. I can't drink still water. I don't like that. And I don't think fizzy water is all that good for you.
Does
Really.
it? I was gonna say, does it not bloat you up though?
Well, it hasn't done until I've been having so much lately that it's beginning to. But it kind of helps because it fills you up a bit. But yeah, eventually, if you're having 5 or 6 glasses a day, it does start getting a bit bloaty. But I've never been a big drinker of water, so it's rare that I have that much. And here, if I do it, you need it because it's so hot that you kind of can't drink enough almost. And then, yeah, towards the evening, you're like, God, yeah, I am a bit gassy. It's not as bad as drinking like lemonade or Coke. It's not as gassy as that.
Yeah, I've just tried. I mean, I'm trying to drink this, but Tony's having a beer already.
Oh, it is what, 12:30? Well, it's a
Yeah,
weekend,
well, I
isn't
said to
it?
him, look, I said, I've got to go and have my hair done later, so I've got to drive, so I'll be having a beer when I come back, but I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Until then,
Yeah,
so.
that's the point.
See what you can do. Look at my roots.
Oh, it hardly shows actually in the camera. Do
Oh,
you do it
yeah.
yourself normally, do you?
No, she normally does it. I never ever dyed it. She always does it, but obviously with the lockdown, I couldn't bear any more of it, so I did it myself. And like I say, today, I think she's just going to look at see what mess I've made of it, and then I'll book in next time for the dye. Because when you bought the dye, you probably need 2, and then you got to cut.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not.
I used to find that, you're not saving that much money. It's dead cheap here actually to have it done as well. I'm going to go, because I used to be blonde, didn't I? But it's it's all gone, a few streaks down there. So I'm going to go back and get that done. But it just takes so long. I can't be asked with going in and sitting there for so long.
Especially this day. I'm glad today I'm not having a dye, because I'm usually in there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Roasting.
Yeah.
I'm glad about
Missing
that.
the sunshine, yeah.
Yeah, I want to get in the sunshine.
Yeah.
Right, shall we call it a wrap then?
Oh, I want to have a look at it. Yeah, I want to have a look at you when you've done then. You have to send me a photograph or a quick video of the finished result.
I will do, and I've got to wear a mask. It's going to be a weird experience, because normally they bring you coffee and everything like that, and apparently they're not. I can't do that. Tony's just been talking to me about his friends gone totally different subject to Greece, all inclusive, and he said it's horrible. It's not like it usually is. You're getting 2 meals a day. They bring it to you. You're not having a choice. It's not like the usual where you walk up and help yourself buffet style.
Yeah.
So.
God.
Yeah, the world's gone mad.
Interesting, isn't it? How things have changed. And my friend Sandra was saying that she reckons we'll be wearing masks for the rest of our lives.
Oh, don't say that.
I know. I hope not.
Why did she? Who's she? Why does she know that? Is she just guessing?
I hope so. Yeah, I think, apparently Boris says it'll be finished by Christmas, doesn't it? Anyway, listen, go off. We'll have a conversation about that another time.
What does Boris know?
Well, yeah, nothing. Sorry, Boris, if you're watching.
Oh, it might be. He could be one of our biggest fans. I'll cut this bit out.
And his missus.
Oh, yeah. Boris. Right, okay, well, thank you for your time. I shall edit this at some point when it's got hot and I work out how to do it.
All right. All right, well, we'll speak later anyway. We'll have a lovely time at the hairdressers, mask and all.
I'm going to do some learning today.
I'll speak to you later.
I'm going to do some learning.
Yeah, it's on my whiteboard, actually. Actually, learning isn't on today, but it's on every other day. It's on Monday to Friday, learning. I might watch the webinar, the mastermind, actually.
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
Like
I'll do
I
it as well.
suggested.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, have a nice day.
All right, then we can compare notes. Bye, lovey. Have a good day.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye.